Hi guys, welcome back to WePlaysSG, and today we have another unboxing, and this is Valor Villainy Minions of Mordak. So if you haven't checked out the first one that I did, that was for Ludwig's Labyrinth. So that one is a co-op game where you where you are playing against the game or the AI. And in this one you're actually playing against a player. So this is actually a 1 versus all game. So you can support up to 2 players. I mean from 2 to 6 players, and ages 14 and up, and it's about 25 minutes per player. So 2 because one of you will have to be playing Mordak, which is the main villain of this game. So again, this is published by Skybound Tabletop, and yeah, so again, it's very nice. The whole box here is very nice. The art, the color, the greenish theme and the purplish theme here is very nice, and it's like the whole thing just blends very well together. So this is a deluxe edition. So, and it's of course designed by James Van Neercook. Yep. So how I got this game was from Kickstarter, and that Kickstarter was running for Ludwig's Labyrinth. And yeah, so what I backed was the I believe the deluxe edition of that game, and then I added on this base game. Not that Ludwig's Labyrinth was an expansion, but that is like a standalone campaign version kind of game, and this is the first game, and it's not a campaign one, it's just like a one-off kind of game. So yeah, and I also got the antagonist arsenal, which turns this into something like Ludwig's Labyrinth and turns that into something like this. So what the expansion does is that it gives some AI cards for Mordak, and then we can play against Mordak as a co-op kind of game, rather than having someone control Mordak. So yeah, that's cool. So let's show you guys the sides. So this is one of the hero, and you can see over here. So yeah, this is a lot smaller than Ludwig's Labyrinth. So yeah, that game is really huge, and it's way thicker than this. So that's also one of the heroes, I think. And this is definitely one of the heroes. And we can take a look at the back. So you'll be having this kind of board for the villain, and then this is your hero board. And we have spells and treasures here, as well as the minions over here, and this is how the map looks like. And we might also have this little treasure chest, which has nowhere to be stored in this game, but well, that is that. And yeah, so quite interested to actually play this game. I think this base game, or this first game, has been out for quite a while, and that was when I found out that they are going to do a Kickstarter soon for the campaign version. So that was when I tried to hop on the campaign version as well as this main game. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But the shipping for this was really expensive. I think it was over $100+ SGD. So that was really scary. And yeah, but maybe it's understandable because Ludwig's Labyrinth was really heavy. So yeah, even much heavier than this. So yeah, let's get opening. Okay, before I go on, I actually also have the premium token kit which I added. Yeah, I believe this comes with the deluxe version of the Ludwig's Labyrinth, and what I added on was this base game. Yeah, so yeah, this token kit also has some components that is for the Ludwig's Labyrinth, and I think this was for it, and this is also for that. And yeah, but majority of the plastic tokens here are usable in this game, so that's why I'm going to unbox this towards the end. So yeah, just stay tuned, or you can follow the timestamps down below if you want to just take a look at this. Yeah, so let's get this open. Once again, Valor and Villainy, minions of Mordak. Okay, again, nothing much at the back. So yeah, I just want to show you guys the bottom of this. So yeah, it's very nice. You can see how we should be storing everything, which is really nice. I like how they actually like teach you or show you how to store the game. And we also have some UV spotting coating or finish over here. And this side is the some like heroes. And we have more heroes here with the horse. And this doesn't look like a hero. Yeah, very nice. Again, they have that UV finish. And then we are back at the front. So yeah, we have first the rulebook. So maybe let's take a look at this first. Yeah, so again, as I've said during the first unboxing, I've actually read the rulebook way before, not really way before, but like the moment I received the email from VFI, I actually went ahead and read the rules. So I roughly know what's going on in this game. So hopefully I can give you guys a better kind of run through. Yeah, so yeah, this is the first one. Choosing your characters, you have your hero objectives, which is to defeat the main villain, and you have the villain objective, which is to kill three heroes during the final battle. So yeah, so the heroes will try to find 3 shrines, which is leading up to the final battle. So the faster they find it, the less Mordak gets powered up. But if you take too long, then the Mordak will become more powerful during the final battle. Yeah, but again, if as you're finding a shrine, if your heroes die, the Mordak also powers up. So that's also one thing to take note. And I do realize that the paper here is using some sort of like very matte kind of finishing, like a soft touch kind of paper. So they also say here that if you sleeve your game sizes are 57.5 by 89, 75 of them, and 41 by 63, 155 of them. So they recommend the Mayday games 100 packs. So this is, if I'm not wrong, the 50 or 40 microns one, which is really thin. I don't really like it. I prefer the Sleeve Kings, which is cheap and is 60 microns. The thickness is decent. Yeah, and then we have this component run through. We have your character boards and standees, the spell cards, minion cards, and all your region tiles, as well as your cheats. So next we have the table setup. So for 1 to 2 player, 1 to 2 heroes. So they always refer to this as the number of heroes and not the number of players. So it's always like the number of heroes plus 1 would be your player count. And this is for 1 to 2 heroes, and this is for 3 to 5 heroes. Yes. And your character setup, including the Mordak. And this is your hero and villain rounds. You can move, you can do your action rolls, which is your mini rolls, and your range rolls, corruption rolls, which is for Mordak, and your magic rolls. Yeah. So they do note here that who or like what can the different players roll for. So for example, scout and looting is only for the heroes and not the villain. And we also have some additional action, which is scouting and looting and power surge. Yeah, I believe power surge is also for villains, if I'm not wrong. And we have the minion steps, which is done during the villain phase, and the level up step, and that applies for both the heroes and the villain, and the final battle and how it's carried out, as well as your additional rules. So this is for some unique ability update. upgrades. So each of the heroes actually have like a unique ability which you can upgrade in the Elven Dojo. And this is how you can add players, removing players, discard piles, rerolls, your reactions. Shadow Mordak, which is the minion version of Mordak, and the expansion. So this also includes, here it says Ludwig's Labyrinth, so that's a co-op adventure game. And yeah, so basically what they're saying is that it's cross compatible, meaning you can bring the heroes around and maybe the items as well. So yeah, and we have the antagonist arsenal. This lets you play against Mordak in a co-op mode or solo mode, so you can actually do 1 versus Mordak just by yourself. And it has some card set icon. So M is for minions of Mordak, L is for Ludwig's, and A is for antagonist. You also have the easy mode and the deluxe game component, which is your miniatures and your chesty LaRue, which is this one over here, and the hard mode, some clarifications and FAQs. And this is like, again, the art here is really nice. It has like those kind of game kind of vibe to it. I'm not sure what that kind of game is called, but yeah. So it's like a little story regarding the different races, the elves and the bone men. Again, very nice art overall, and a very nice face summary here. This is always nice to see. So let's put the rulebook here and we can have a look at this. So interesting. Cool. So I believe it's meant to be like this, I hope, because the chest is supposed to be able to kind of curl, so maybe that's why they removed this part of it. But they do have some printing here, which is weird. Okay, but it says keep this frame so that you can tuck it underneath the insert to lift up the insert. And we have some wordings here: box bottom, front wall. So this tells you like how to assemble everything. Yeah, so once again, if you after you assemble this, you can't actually put it back into the box, so you have to like keep it somewhere, which is a pain. But yeah, but it's quite interesting. I'll probably not do it in the video. I might do it in the unboxing, I mean the reboxing. Yeah, and cool. And it seems like you might need to have some sort of glue to stick everything together. Cool, because yeah, you do have to use a type of household glue. Cool. What's that? Household glue. Okay, so I'll just leave the Punchboards here. So that's for the LaRue chest, and we have all these Punchboards. Cool. So all this is actually for we do have the plastic versions of this, and this is our Standee for so this is actually one of the heroes. It's like a berserker kind. So this is the map tiles. So it's a lot brighter, and the back would be, so these are your starting ones, I suppose, and this is the sort of level 1 region. And again, all this is double-sided. And yeah, let me just punch one out, because I do realize that their punching is really spot on. So you can see that this is one cheat. So this is to upgrade your dice slots on your hero board. So I'll briefly demo that. So yeah, this is actually very well punched, like everything is just nice and well centered. So let me just put this here. You can see like for the rest, they're all centered, which is very nice. I don't think there's many games that actually like does the punching so well. So yeah, that's very good and very nice to see. So let's put this here, and we have more map tiles. So we have another hero Standee here, and that's for our level 1s as well. And this is one of the shrines, I believe. This is a shrine of Bronco and another hero. So the shrines do have this like purple thing here to make it stand out more. And I like how they don't just like make like a border around it just to tell you that it's a shrine. I like how they like put the shrine properties within the items that is inside the mat tile. So I think that's very nice. And that's a level 2. And your level 1's here. And then we have another one. So yeah, this has a border, but it says 1 to 2 players. So maybe that's just saying like you play this when you have 1 to 2 players. Have another hero here, and yeah. So this is the Album Dojo to upgrade your abilities. Yeah, there's quite a lot of map tiles. So this is another shrine and another shrine here. Cool. And this has like this mountain logo at the top corners. And one more hero here. And here you have another set of mat tiles. And I like how like they do this with like maybe the empty kind of spot and not just like do nothing with it. And like it kind of gives a very nice feel of the game. So you have a casino here. Interesting. If no enemies are in this region, once each round a single hero may roll a white dice. On the hit, put a treasure on this tile. On the miss, they must pay 3 health. That's cool. That's for the casino. And these are your level 3s. Cool. Yeah, so that's our last one, and we have some health markers here. The defender tiles, not too sure what are these. This is to like mark your upgrade on your hero board. Maybe let's punch one out. Again, everything is very well punched and very well centered. So that's like some crystal. And we have the sort of player token and the long live the king over here. And we do have some other games that Skybound makes. So we have the Green Forest, the Wonderlands War, and Tidal Blitz. So I'm also waiting for my Wonderlands War from Kickstarter. So these are useless bonus tokens, which is very honest, very good. And again, some standees here, and this is your Mordak standee. Yeah, again, we do have the miniature version of it, and this is the Procession of Horror. So this is what you use when you are playing the normal phases, and then you flip over to the Battle of the Crown, Battle for the Crown. So that's during the final battle. Yeah, and these are your ships. Cool. Again, I have no idea how I'm going to organize my plastic cheats as compared to the cardboard ones, because I think the premium kit only supports one of the games, so I might be using cardboard version for one of the games. So probably this one, because the Rubik's Labyrinth, they actually come with a set of resource holders, so those I can actually put it down very nicely, and if I really want to, I can actually just take the trays out from that game and use it with this. So yeah, maybe that makes more sense. So yeah, so again, let's get on with the unboxing, and we are done with all the cardboards. So let's get on to these, which are the okay, cool. So I'm having some of these cups, which is interestingly at the bottom. So okay, cool. I might actually keep this, you know. Not sure what this for. I think it's shouldn't be here, I guess, but they do prove to be very useful in keeping this what do you call it, uncrushed. Yeah. But they do fall out very easily as well, so oh well. Maybe let's just put all this aside first. There's one more here. Okay, so let's give you guys a closer look. So again, very nice insert here. I really like their insert solution and how they actually accommodate for sleevers and non-sleevers, so that's very nice. And yeah, this is game trays, and we have some Valor and Villainy minions of Mordak embossed, which is really nice here. Yeah, so I guess things is possible if you really plan for it, so that don't just like accommodate one side. Yeah, you can actually shift your things around just to make room or for like your sleeve cuts. So these are the defender tokens, which we also briefly saw in somewhere here. So that's your plastic versions. So you can actually put a person over here and it fits really nicely. Yeah. So, oops. So yeah, that's your defender tokens. I'll just leave them here. But I think they have their own spots at the bottom. So yeah, all this interesting just to prevent them from crushing. So here we have one of the heroes. So that's the one that looks a bit like a orc, I guess. Again, it's very detailed, like yeah, like things are very high resolution. If you get what I mean. Yeah, unlike some like it's good quality, but then you don't really kind of see the details or like the sharpness of the things here. Like you can see on this like armband thing, like you can see the little dots and crosses. So you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see these crosses, they are really nice and detailed. So that's very nice. And next we have Mordak. Cool. And standing on some stairs. And you can see the stuff here. And things are a little bendy. So yeah, it's not the stiff kind. And this is one of the heroes. I think it's called Shadow Blade or something. And I like how it has the tiles here. I believe this was unlocked as well. Otherwise it should be just like a blank spot. So you have a horse here, which is also standing on some ground, some like, I don't know, ground. Very nice. Again, everything is very good detail in them. And this is our archer, and with a very nice cape here. Cool. And this is our bard. Again, we do see like some parts, for example, like over here near the head and the ear. So you do see some gap. It's like they do stuck the head on top, so they don't like really do it together like in one piece. So that's what I realized with their minis. I guess it might be a bit obvious for some people, but to me it's fine. I guess it's okay given the quality and resolution of these minis. Again, they're all like very generic slots, so they don't really fit. They do go in, but it's not like well fitted for them. So if you were to like shake it, then they still kind of wobble around the slots. So maybe that's something to take note of. So you have this guy holding this lamp and some book. He's also carrying another book over here. Some pockets, slots here. Sounds like some Tomb Raider kind of character. I mean, looks like. And then this is another one of our character. Looks like a mage. Again, very nice details here on the arms. Again, this is bendy. Yeah. But the minis in Ludwig's Labyrinth actually feels a lot stiffer. Oh, and then number 3 here. Yeah, they do feel way stiffer, and the plate or the base here is not as thin as this one. It's slightly thicker, and this has more like a it feels like it's soft, like the sound that's giving out, like it's some sort of it's not as sharp, meaning the material here used is a bit softer, not as stiff or sort of like brittle, so to speak, for Ludwig's Labyrinth. And I think the tree here is saying that it's like $3 if the Mordak were to kill them. And you have this dwarf here with the hammer stepping on like a treasure chest with a very nice bull shoe. Cool. And this is also 3. I wonder what does this have, or this have nothing. So the rest should have like a 3 at the bottom. Yep. So yeah, to our last mini, so this is like a warrior paladin kind, and it has like a crooked sword. Cool. And yeah, very nice pose here. And again, nice details on the shoe. And we also have like a tiger or lion kind of thing on the shoulder plate. And we can even see like the buckles on like the sword hilt, or the holder for the slot for the sword. Yeah, very nice. 3 at the bottom as well. Cool. Again, overall very nice minis for me, I guess. So let's just close this briefly, and okay, maybe let's just close it down. Okay, so you have lots of cardboard here to protect some stuff, and I think I'll remove this one. Yeah, and I might keep it if it doesn't like affect how things are being stored. Yeah. Okay, but you can see that over here, the paper here is getting like, you can see it's a bit heavy. You can see here the paper here is getting a bit like peeled off. Yeah, because this side doesn't have this cardboard protecting it, so I might leave this around. Yeah, just so that there's less of it happening. Yeah, because the cardboard actually like got caught up in the paper. So yeah, so you have some decks here for your treasure and spells. So this will take a look, and we have dice here which is supposed to go here. Yeah, so the dice are goes here. And again, same complaints with the dice is that the material wise is fine. You can hear they do sound quite nice. But I don't like the red, which actually doesn't give it like a premium feel. It's just that bit of off red. Feels a bit like tomato kind of color. So it's not very solid. Yeah, unlike like maybe chili color. So yeah, then this is the yellow one, same. It has that kind of bell pepper feel to it, as opposed to like maybe a banana, maybe. I'm using fruits, but I think it's a very good gauge. Like tomato skins, you do usually kind of like, it's not very solid red, so that's why I use that. So again, 3 ones and 3 blanks. Here is 4 ones and 1 blank and a 2. And this is 3 ones and 3 twos. So yeah, and they all just go here. We shall just do it right now. I'll just put it like this so that they look nice. Okay, so it's a very nice curve here, so you can just like kind of push it up, or you can like scoop it, so it's easy to take. And we have some standees here which is the same. Maybe let's just open one out. So these are standees we are getting. There's this kind of clamp to it, which is a bit dangerous. I mean, all standees applies. Yeah, because like it might kind of tear or peel the sort of the printing of your standees. So you have like 2, 4, 6, 7 of it. It should be more than enough. So this I'll leave here, and then the cards I'll go over last. So I'll go through the characters here. Which has a very nice slot here for your hand to grab everything out. And we have more cards. Another metal coin, which is nice. So Louis Labyrinth also came with like the metal coin, which is good. So I'll take these out. Again, if you are slaving, they actually have another spot here, I guess, for your cards, for the big cards. So yeah, again, game trays. It's nice that they put their logo there somehow. It doesn't look very off-putting in a way. So 2 big decks here, and yeah, we have here a Lindra. So she's the mage, and we do have some abilities here which is unique to her. And once trained, oh, so that's where my things come in. Okay, so I'll just briefly demo. So yeah, you can see that this and this size is different. So this is for this crystal. So if you upgrade, or if you go and train, you can actually put a crystal here. So it's very nice. And if you don't have to pick it up midway, it's easy to do so with this little notch here. You can just pick it up. And if you're upgrading your dice, so for example for Mayday, she doesn't have anything if you upgrade it first. So I've seen many people actually use it, like they don't really put it in the correct orientation. So this is the correct one with the biggest square on top, as opposed to this way, which is not really right. So that's the way to put it, and it fits just nice. Yeah, so these are actually printed at the layer, sort of the bottom layer. So these are the dice that she comes with, and you can actually upgrade. So for example, if you want more mage or more magic, so you can just upgrade it like that. Yeah, so one thing to know is that as you're peeling off, because these points, the points here are sharp, so do be careful, like don't accidentally peel it like I did just now. So yeah, but if you do need, you just kind of like pour it, so that yeah, you don't have to like deal with the scraping. Yeah, so it has 14 health. I believe that's the health she starts with, and up to 5 actions, and you start with 2. So it has like a border here. And then once you are trained, your Pyromaniac bonus becomes +2. So this is actually something that comes with it in the start. And this is where you put your items. You can hold up to 3, 1 melee, 1 shield, I believe, and like a potion type. And this is the backstory. So we have Beyond, which is the fighter, and again some armor. Whenever you take damage, prevent 1. When your health is built 11, all of your action roll gains a bonus yellow dice, which is nice. And they actually tell you over here with this darker color. Gain up to 5 actions. And if you haven't seen here, it says maximum of 4 +1s, which you put here. Yep. 1 of each item. And the backstory. And you have the strut. So it's the barbarian, and you can see that it's all the same color. So the damage cannot be prevented. The damage from your attacks cannot be prevented. You can hold 2 melee, none of that yellow color one, just shield I guess, and 1 potion. And you do start with 2 action as well. And this is the backstory. Then we have this. Oh, this is Loxley. So the rook. You have 12 health, which is a bit lesser. So you can see that, yeah, it's like one is here, one is here. So very nice. It's not like a generic one, which is easier to do but doesn't look as like well customized, you know. So you have evade and dodge yellow dice. So you also hold 2 melee and 1 potion, and start with 2 up to 5 action. And there's a backstory. Let's see if anyone has like more than 5 actions. So this is a ranger. So this is the one with the horse. I guess the horse can be separated because there's 1 horse mini and 1 mini for herself. This Ganavelle. Again, 1 of each items. And the backstory. This is Amos the cleric. So again, 14 health, 1 of each items. And the backstory. These are paladin. Cool. Again, up to 16 health, 1 of each items as well. No change to the action pool. And it's nice here, like they have this thing, but it does get prone to like peeling because they are sharp. Again, very cool. Then we have Mordak at the bottom. Yeah, I think maybe they put this so that you don't slot the possession of horror or something beside these characters. So yeah, this is the bard. Again, one of each item. And yeah, 14 and up to 5 actions. So none of them actually has more actions than the other. I thought that might be the case. Cool. And we have Mordak, which has more slots, 1 for corruption roll, and we are up to 100. And you can see that this is for 5 players. So this is again referring to heroes, not the number of players, so you don't count Mordak. It's for 3 heroes and 2 heroes, and as well as 1 hero. So yeah. Again, just by reducing or increasing the health according to the number of heroes, I'm not sure if that's a really good balance for the game. But yeah, because they technically take more rounds each, and then you have more people, and that gives better creep or minion control as well. So yeah, that's again one of each items here, and slightly different shape over here. There's to slot the procession of horror thing, and that's the backstory. So yeah, I suppose nothing much at the bottom. Ooh, we have this, the King Shah pizza. So this is like a potion type. It's a treasure. So I'll go ahead and do a bit of cleanup before I show you guys the cards. So again, these do have very nice inserts. So I will do like a simple reboxing just to show you if you sleeve your cards. If you don't sleeve your cards, actually you have lots of rooms to play with. But if you do, then things might be a bit tighter. So yeah, I guess I'll clean this up first before I go on. Again, before I put this in, you do have like a very nice matte texture on their cardboards, which is very nice and it feels very solid. And just to let you guys see the thickness of it. And also, before I forgot, so you can see that over here, like these things are poking out, these two things. So as you play with it, not sure if you bang it against like the insert, then you might scrape those things. So it's the thickness of the sheets or the tokens. So yeah, decent tokens, I guess. Okay, again, let's use this as a topper so that it's nearer to the camera. I don't have to hold it up. And let's open the first one, the big ones first. Again, very nice card. They have the linen finish, and the thickness, cardstock is actually pretty decent. You can get it to focus. Yeah, it has the kind of white core. Yeah, but it's not too bad. Yeah, some cards are really white over here, that to the point that you can't really see like the colors. So these are fine. So you have here is the villain loot stash, meaning for every 3, so like 1 hero is considered 3 bounty. So if you do have 3, you have a +4 XP and a +5 health. That's for 3 to 5 players. And we have a 1 to 2 players, then you get a +3 XP and +5 health, so a lesser XP. So yeah, that's also one way to like balance the game. And we have a little M here. It says that it's for this game. And this is the hero loot stash for 4 to 5 heroes. And we also get a +1 white dice. So this is for 3 player ones specifically, and 2 heroes ones. So this has no additional white dice. So each hero earns this round. Yeah, so that's the same. So this is for 1 hero. Cool. And we have 5 of these player 8s, or 6, sorry. So 1 for Mordak as well. So these are special abilities. We have ambush, AoE and stuff, and the dice probability over here. So this is for those cards, and we have 6 of these reference cards. So this movement, scout, loot, and all your so you can only do it each once per turn. So you can do like multiple melees or multiple range. So these are your action rolls, your +1s here, as well as a villain level up step. Oh, so we have 1 for villain. Oh, cool. So it's 5 hero and 1 villain. So you can see exactly what you can do, like the difference. So we can move and scout, but for the villain, you can't really move unless it's a minion step. So for villain, you can actually only roll dice. And then the level out step for the villain and the level out step for the hero. That's cool. Then we have this Gust Van Sant. So it has a special ability here, boost or evade, 3 action points. So yeah, both sides the same, and you have an M here. So that's Gust, and this is new one, the upgraded one. Cool. So these are the heroes, the minions. So this is what they'll do. They have 2 actions, and they can actually roll range against you. Not sure what the star is for, maybe like the default action. And it's a level 1 minion. Again, the M here, and 1 damage to flip it. So that's an Elf Rider, and it's costs 1 bounty. So you roll 2 red and 1 yellow, which is quite a lot. And that's the damage side, we roll 1 less yellow. And it has evade as well. Cool. So yeah, I'll show you guys the front of all these cards. So yeah, some do have melee, some have like range. So these are like human, bone town, low life. So again, more health to even wound it. So this has like a border here, which is interesting. Cool. So this has regenerate, I guess. If you don't kill it soon, it will go back to this form maybe. There's a bone town movement. So these are all still level 1, and this is the ship. And maybe with the back as well. So yeah, all this actually do regenerate. Cool. Okay, those are the level 1 minions, and let's take a look at this. Should be level 2 and 3. Okay, cool. So you have the cover cards, which I don't see here. Yep, maybe it's somewhere here. So this is for level 3. Level 1s. Where's our level 2? So yeah, we don't have a lot of level 3. And this is the number of level 2s, slightly more, and the number 1s, which are like this. So this is the cover, because it's double-sided, so you kind of do it and then draw from the bottom, so that you don't see like what's available. So it's the easy mode. We also have an easy mode here. Another easy mode. Yeah, so the easy mode requires more corruption points to summon. So this requires 10. So it makes it easier for the players. So it's a 4 compared to a 3. So yeah, we have this here. So all this should be quite basic, not too much. Some reds and some yellows. So these actually have both. Yeah. I believe there should be some minions that get gets more powerful if you like wound them. So yeah, this I'll put here. It's a level 1. Let's go through the level 2s. So it's a 5 and 6 point. So yeah, slightly more dice. Yeah. So cool. Not sure what evade does, so that's a lot, but they tend to miss more. Cool. So the wounded side. Yeah, so like for this, if you wound it, they actually use a more powerful dice, although they roll lesser. And they also cost 2 bounty. Cool, that's for the level 2s, and the level 3s, 8 points and 10 points. So the Shadow Mordak, that's like something like a Mordak, so you can cast spells from his controller's hand, which is the villain, and 3 points, and more health as well, a lot more like dice also. Yep. Generally more health and slightly more dice. So that was the hand that we saw in the booklet. It's a giant rotting hand. So this actually does nothing, it just regenerates. So they all look more epic as compared to the level 1s. So yeah, that's all. These are all mainly the monsters in the game for the big cards, as well as the player aids and your loot stash cards, and one of this. So next, let's go through this. So the small cards, let's open maybe the treasure first. Okay, so we have some spells here as well. So the spells are mainly like different colors. Yep. So these are like the blue spells. Okay, so let's go through these. So these are mainly the weapons and items that you can hold for each hero. So again, the M over here to signify this. So yeah, these will gain armor when damage prevents one of it. So this is permanent, which is good. So again, I'm not gonna read through every single one. So doing discard during your turn to gain +1 action. You may use this action to immediately perform other action types a second time. So these are one-time use. Yep. Again, very nice art. I really like the art here. It's very nice and sharp and like vibrant. So boost before a roll, you can add 1. So it's big here, but it does explain like what it does here. Meaning like for this roll, you can add 1 white dice. So these are the yellow ones. Also add +1 red dice for each boss minion in your region. Cool. Oops. So these are really powerful, and if you don't want them, they actually cost 1 bounty, which adds to your experience. Yeah, so you have 1 Raging Mimic. So this is a treasure, but it's actually a mimic. So it does attack you when villain spawns this right when it is revealed. Cool. So that's for the treasures. And the spells. So again, spells are mostly one-time use, and they do have like a 3, 4, 5, meaning depending on how many you roll, you do the corresponding one. So if you roll a 3, a 4, and a 5, then you do this. So you can choose anyone on the map. The heal equal to 2+, and then you roll the dice to figure that out. So yeah, we have some repeats, yeah, which is okay, I guess, for the amount of spells that you have. So I think these are the red spells that does more about healing, or like something to do with your health. Again, you can pause if you want to read the cards. Yeah, so these are the red spells. Let's go on to these. So you do have some spell that is for the villain as well. Okay, let's just see the distribution. So you have blue spells, and all this is, I think, is for the villain. Okay, let's take a look at this. So yeah, this is more for attacking, I guess. Some AoE damage. You have like about roughly 2 for each spell, which is okay, because there's really quite a lot. So these are spells and they don't go into your item slot. So, but I'm not sure if you have like a hand size for these, or is it like maybe 4? So those are the blue spells. So you can see a red and a blue, and then the purple one. So this is mainly for the villain. So you can cast one of your minions and cast as one of your minions in its action. So yeah, again it's 0. So this you have to, I think, discard something, a +1 maybe. Again, some repeats here. Cool. Yeah, I'm not too sure what are the borders for. Or maybe the border is like some instant action, like as a reaction, cast during anyone's turn. Yeah, so cool. So it's like a more static one. So most of them have cost, some do have 0 cost. Cool. So yeah, that's it for the contents. I'm going to show you guys the sleeve test. So there's mainly 2 sizes. So yeah, I'll also be using the size that they recommend, because those are the ones that actually fit the best. Okay, so for the big cards, you can use 57.5 by 89. So again, it's the same one in the rulebook, and it does fit quite well. The sides are nice and snug, and it have a bit of a leftover at top. So those are fine. So yeah, this is the one. And also for the small cards, you can actually use 41 by 63. So this fits really well. There's not there's a good amount of leftover, but not a lot, and the sides are quite snug as well. So this is the one that you should use. Then I'll roughly show you guys how it fits in the insert. Okay, so there should be a few slots. So there's a few, and one is here. So this one actually have still some wiggle room, so they do fit. This one as well, and for this. So I think it's good to like maybe put the different levels all around, but they do look like they have the same amount of height. So, but there's way more like level 1s here. So again, we do have to stay tuned for the reboxing to see if they can actually fit everything as well as they said it should. And for the small cards, so I just look at the side. Yeah, it's here. So you are able to put the cards this way as well. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 slots for all your different cards. So this can actually store quite a lot of it. And yeah, it has a nice slot over here to dig out the cards. And we also have the inserts here, which can and that's where they say you can store your small cards. So drones can go like over here. So yeah, and if you store them, there's a bit of a bump over here. It's raised like this area, so which actually goes on to the cards. So even if it's on top, it should still be able to fit it, like because they do raise up just a tiny bit. Yeah, so yeah, but otherwise 4 slots for all your different red spells, blue spells, treasure, and the purple one. So even if you don't sleeve it, if you sleeve it, I think it will be just nice, maybe. But yeah, that's where the things should go. So if it happens to not fit, I guess you don't really have much of a choice. But again, the purple deck is the thickest out of all, so I'll just lay them down here so you can see. And so is the treasure deck, as well as the red deck is also quite little. It's not as thick, so you can see if you sleeve this, you may not fill up the whole thing, but these two maybe, and this one likely you don't have to fill up the whole thing, so you might be able to bring some over if you want. So that's the extra card. And yes, before I end off, there's also the premium token kit, which I'll show you guys how they are, how they are like. We do have one for the upgrades and the +1s, the XPs, your yellow dice, red dice. So these are actually used in Ludwig's Labyrinth, and yeah. And these are for your white dice, the poison dice, which is also used in Labyrinth, I believe. And the rubbery tokens to mark your health. Yeah, so let's go over the dice first. So I'll open some of them. I'll take that one out so that you guys can see how it's like. Okay, now that I've roughly taken one out, so we can let you guys see how they are like. So you can see this is the red dice, white dice, yellow dice, and this is for the level up and the +1s here. And this is for, like, I think it's a poison. So you can see that they do have like a standard kind of orientation, which is the bigger part, bigger circle at the top and the smaller ones at the bottom. So these are actually solid. Most of them are solid except for this one. Yeah, use it to like cover it maybe. Yeah, so maybe this like kind of covers some of the existing dice, maybe. And this is also has some things at the bottom. I think this to make it such that it's stackable. So you can actually stack these together like this, and they do fit. And this is also solid. And yeah, we have some of these health markers, which is rubbery, and some XP tokens which are solid as well. So these are for this, which I'll talk more later. And these are like your bomb tokens for the, I believe, the first one. So yeah, they are a little bit heavier. So yeah, you can tell these are lighter based on the sound. And let's see how they all fit onto a board. So yeah, I'm not too sure for the XP because you actually spend them right away. So yeah, maybe you can keep some. Again, I have to read more into the rules. So you can't really fit this into this board, I guess. But you can, like, for example, upgrade your white dice to a yellow one, and maybe another white to a red one. And maybe you can increase this. So they do fit very nicely, but they do mention that you have to fit it in one direction, which is the right orientation. And yeah, I have no idea if you do use this in this way, but it looks like it is. Yeah, they do fit, and these are your +1s, so you can be at different slots. So you can see that if I knock them, they're not gonna go anywhere. Okay, except for this one. And if you want, you can also stack them. Yeah, so it's pretty well. And we also have these which are rubberized so that they don't go anywhere. Even if you knock them, they do move, but at least they don't slide all over the place. Yeah, so that's one. And this is also double-sided. And yeah, and let's also take a look at this one. So I think this is the one that you have to collect and then like kind of put it on this thing. So which is pretty neat. And the Louis Labyrinth also have a spot for this, so that's good. And I think I'm guessing like maybe the first envelope actually has like the cardboard version of this. And we have 5 of these shards, and they do fit very nicely. So that's like the completed. So you can see I'm tilting quite a bit, but they are not falling out. So if you shake it like this, they definitely don't come out. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's it for this unboxing. If you guys like this video, do give it a thumbs up and do consider subscribing down below. And I'll be also uploading the one for the antagonist arsenal as well. And I believe some of the items might be able to store in this game, so I'll try that out and see if it actually fits before I do the actual reboxing video, so that you guys can see how everything can fit together. But yeah, maybe not, because they have like extra cards. So yeah, we'll see. Otherwise, this is Valor and Villainy, Minions of Mordak. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.